give this to Ben before he leaves?
Johnny, we're gonna send one for the coaches and one for the officials.
All right, I got
You got the officials.
the officials.
So coaches, men's coaches, women's coaches, please sign. And we'll start.
Girls officials.
This way. Oh,
Girls officials.
boys officials, don't worry.
Right, and boys afterwards.
Any coaches over here? All right, Johnny.
Welcome. So this is the girls' interpretation. The boys will be immediately following this. So, Chris
Hi.
Haynes.
Good afternoon / evening, everybody. My name is Chris Haynes. I'm the Section 4 interpreter, basketball interpreter for Section 4, boys and girls. And we're going to go over the girls' changes first. Girls use NCAA rules, all right? And NCAA, they go on a 2-year cycle for things. And this is the second year, all right? So there's not many changes at all. So rule 122.2, basically, not basically, you can read it, but I'll read along with it. Elbow, hand, finger, wrist, forearm guards, casts, braces made of fiberglass, plaster, metal, or any other non-pliable substance shall be prohibited unless covered by completely in accordance with rule 126.4. Last year, it ended after the word prohibited, all right? So basically what they did, it was they added, all right, it's got to be covered, all right, on all exterior sides and edges with not less than 1/2 inch of thickness of slow rebounding foam, all right? In addition, the student athlete first has to be cleared by your school's medical staff. All right, the padding has to be approved by the referee prior to the game. And the condition of the padding must be periodically checked throughout the game to ensure it's still compliant. Okay. In my games, I can guarantee you third quarter, I'm not going to blow the whistle and stop and say, 21, can you come over here? Can I check your, the padding on your finger and stuff like that? You can if you'd like, all right? But we're gonna approve it before, all right? And the medical staff has to clear the athlete, obviously, all right? Bench decorum. This really isn't new. Technical fouls to the head coach outside of the coaching box. That hasn't changed. If the coach is on the court and interferes with the team or the coach or the official, excuse me, all right, that's always been a technical foul. All right. Blatant misconduct and behavior obviously has been a technical foul. So they just added these differences: hindering the opponent's offensive and defensive play and interfering with the officials' movements. And the bottom line is what they're saying to the coaches is, please stay off the court. All right. All right. There's one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about the crew reference sheet. All right. The first thing, game administration shall make an individual at each basket with a device capable of untangling the net. I don't think that's going to be happening. All right. However, the scorer should be at the table no less than 15 minutes on the pregame clock. The signals. The biggest thing that I see with the scorer is, believe it or not, replacing a disqualified player. All right. So, and this is kind of like for everybody. So we're gonna come over to the table. We're gonna say 23 with a hit, 2 shots, and we're gonna go away. And as soon as we're gonna take a step, they go, they're gonna go like that. They go 5. All right. Oh, okay. The foul. We're gonna go to the coach. We're gonna say, Coach, that's 5 on number 23. We're gonna go back to the table, and we're gonna say to the timer, please give me 15 seconds, and I want a horn right now. I want the first horn right now. Then we're going to go to your player. We're going to say 23, that's 5 fouls. Coach has 15 seconds to get the player in. By rule, if the player hasn't been beckoned into the game, legally entered into the game, that's a technical foul. All right? If the person's walking right there, there's the X, we're going to move them along. Come on, let's go, let's go. Unless coach over here is being a knucklehead. All right? Then you're on your own. And everything is going to, you know, black and white. All right? But we're going to try to get that person in due course. All right? I have seen it 30 seconds, 45 seconds. You know, the table, you know, how long do I put it in? 15? Okay, we'll give them 15, and then they're going to hit the horn. Then they get another 15, and then they're still not in. And before you know it, it's 45 to 60 seconds. All right? Which is really screwing this team. All right? So it's 15 seconds. All right? Let's see. It's 15 seconds for everything. Oh, this will, you don't need to look up here. In clocks that do not have tenths of seconds, all right, the clock very well may say 000, and you won't have a horn yet. All right, it's the horn that signifies the end of the period or the quarter. All right, it's the horn. So, like I said, you could have a game where it says 000 up there, but the horn hasn't gone. We're still playing, because what that means is that there's less than a second. We don't know how much less than a second, because the clock only has full seconds. All right, but it's the horn. All right, that's for everybody. All right. So girls' modifications. Excuse me. Okay, the 3-point field goal line is going to be 19 feet 9 inches. All right, and every gym every gym's got that. We're all set with that. 1-8 restricted arc. We do not play with the arc. All right, so you don't have to worry about that. All right, that's a college rule. Shot clock displays. I just talked about that. Oh, visible shot clocks. One at each end of the court. If one is not working, all right, the other one gets turned off. All right, and then you play the game with an alternative. You know, you have the person sit here and go. You know, you come to an understanding. You know, 10, 9, 8, whatever you're going to do. All right, but it would be very unfair, in our opinion, that if the team going in the direction of the shot clock gets the shot clock, and the team going the other way has no shot clock, they have no idea. Okay. Television replay, don't have to worry about that. Length of periods, 4/8. Everybody knows that. 1 minute in between periods, 10-minute halftime. Here's what I talked about earlier. 5-7-2 with the clock being at 0. It's the horn. Extra periods, 4 minutes in length. I like to get coach, come on in here. Overtime, we're going overtime. It's going to be 4 minutes in length. It's an extension of the fourth quarter. All right. However many fouls you have, if it's 4 and 4, for example, all right, it's going to be 4 and 4 when we start the overtime. If it's whatever it is, 5 and 4, whatever, all right, you're going to get one additional 30-second timeout. You're going the same way. We're starting with a jump ball. All right, it's no more than a 10-15 second explanation of the overtime, and then you're off. It'll save, from the official standpoint, it saves a lot of questions. All right, certainly when you start the overtime, you don't want to have them lined up the wrong way and stuff like then we don't look good. Okay, timeouts. All right, 4 and 2, 4 fulls, meaning 4 60-second timeouts and 2 30-second timeouts. These timeouts can be used at any time. All right, at any time in the game, anytime you want. Use all 6 of them in the first quarter if you want. All right, and as I said, overtime you get an additional 30. Yep. For overtime? Yeah, I can clear it up and stuff. If it's 4 and 4, and then if it's 5, It's still 5. You're still shooting 2. The game may be played with a non-orange ball. All right. Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I believe, is January. Teams may have pink for breast cancer awareness, or they may have a different colored ball for whatever awareness they're trying to raise. All right. Officials, we're going to play. You know, it doesn't matter what color ball we're playing with. All right. If it's a ball, we're playing with it. All right. The coaching box is going to remain at 28 feet. This is a great setup for this. All right. Coaches, I would highly suggest that you start your bench, the chairs, at the end line, if possible. If possible. And then go out to however many chairs you're going to need. All right? To here. The coach's box goes to 28 feet, which is probably about in here. All right? So once you get this past this point, now you're near the division line and the table and stuff like that. And then that, I talked about earlier, creating an advantage for the other team, can do so as well. If you're coaching your team down here out of the coaching box, and the coach down here is staying in his coaching box, and his team's down there, he's getting disadvantaged. All right, so we want to stay in the coaching box if possible. The chairs being down there just helps set the boundary a little bit. All right, it's the 28-foot mark. There's a lot of schools that have a 28-foot mark. Some schools don't. All right, it's a couple steps above the 3-point arc. All right, just for reference sake, a couple of steps up. Yes.
We have a couple gyms in MAC that don't use chairs, and they have
the
an
benches.
aisle down the middle.
Yep.
Can you have the coach at the 28-foot mark and players between that mark and the table? If that's the way the bleacher's set up, or do you have to have them on the other side of the aisle?
No, I think that's fine, but the coach can't go over there.
Understood, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying, because some of them,
Yeah.
there's an aisle going down the middle.
Fix the gym.
The
I don't know.
the day after I retire, though, we go.
So that would be fine. I think it would be difficult on the coach, but that's neither here nor there. But that's fine. And then finally, courtside monitor. If any of you guys make the state tournament, and so then there's a last second shot in the fourth quarter or overtime of the state semis or the finals, just know that could be looked at on a courtside monitor for a last second shot. Before then, we will not use that. All right. And that's all I have for the girls, believe it or not. There was one rule change. I didn't want to mess that up. Any questions? Do you have any questions, coaches, officials, about anything? Yes?
There was one there where you mentioned the shot clock, one doesn't work. What if the coaches say, we want to use that shot clock, both coaches agree, leave the one on and use that, and we'll still count down for the other?
If the coaches want something, give it to them.
Okay,
All right?
because I've had that situation.
And I started off by all the time by saying, by rule, you're supposed to turn them both off. If the coaches want it, fine. Anything else? Okay. If there are any of the boys coaches, girls coaches, we have something. We're not quite done yet, all right? But we want to bring the boys coaches in now.
Boys coaches, come in.